Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope y'all had a really good weekend. It's Monday, y'all know what that means. It's Demon Slayer time. I had quite a boring weekend being just isolated because I'm trying to quarantine from COVID. So it was a lot of relaxing, watching other shows that I don't do reactions to. I recently got back into, I don't know if any of you guys play Bloons Tower Defense, like the monkey ones where they throw the darts. Because I was so bored this weekend, I got just obsessed with it. My girlfriend was like, you have a problem. You're playing all damn day. She's not exactly wrong because it's definitely very, very fun. I don't remember it being as fun as it was. So I spent like, multiple hours yesterday, trying to beat this one level. It was really fun. All right, let's recap the categories from last time for episode 5. We gave MVP to Iguro. We gave it to him because of the drill that he set up. I really had enjoyed kind of the practicality of it, right? The best moment we gave to Tanjiro defending Genya and kind of, being the one in between Genya and Saname, the two brothers really at ends of each other. And I just think Tanjiro was very based in his argument. He made a lot of really good points, such as when he, Saname basically had said that he doesn't have a brother, but then he was trying to, pretty much start his opinion about Genya eating demons and, it being a, something to look down upon, and that he shouldn't be a demon slayer and all these things. But, Tanjiro kind of throws that back in his face, like, hey, you just said you don't have a brother. What right do you have to say anything about what Genya should do or should not do? Funniest moment from last episode, I mean, when Zensu comes back in the picture, he's gotta get funniest moment, right? I think I gave it to him when he was crawling along like a lizard. Another really funny one was when he was pretending to pass out or faint when Saname came back outside. Really, really well done. If y'all wanna see more details around the categories and the point system from last episode, go ahead and check out the last episode, the review section. We break it down a lot more in depth, or I'll break down other parts of the episode more in depth if that's something you're interested in, or stick around to the end of this video because we'll do the same thing at the end of this one. If y'all are new here or aren't subscribed and you want to continue to follow on, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, it means a lot. But either way, I appreciate y'all being here to watch some Demon Slayer with me. Let's go ahead and get into this reaction.
足腰である。強靭な足腰で体を安定させることは正確な攻撃と崩れぬ防御へとつながる。
Can't be skipping leg day.
修行をしてもらい。
Cold plunge.
3本を担ぐし。
I've had my time with some cold plunges.
最後にこの岩を一丁先まで押して運ぶ修行。
Sheesh. 30 to 58 feet, okay.
の3つのみの簡単。
I thought it'd be longer than that, to be honest, like a mile or
だから火で
something.
炙るのは危険なためなしとする。
すみません。善逸が気絶しました。
Oh my.
川につけなさい。
Just another cold plunge. Dude, I'm excited for this guy's training. The Stone Hashira.
冷てー。上の川、いくらなんでも冷たすぎるんですけど。なんか内臓がやばい。
They're going haywire.
ダメだ。分かっても手遅れ。どうしてたね。
Come on, man, just Wim Hof it up.
久しぶりだな、お前ら。岩にくっつけ。あったかいぞ。
It's nice and warm.
あったけえ。岩ってこんなにあったけえんだ。お袋の手の中に抱かれているようだ。
Oh my gosh.
これはきついな。滝修行。
Yeah, shit hurts, man. Cold plunges are no joke. It's a Nosuke.
念仏が聞こえなくなった。あれ、猪之助。あ、やばい。やばい。猪之助。起きろ、猪之助。起きろ、猪之助。呼んだか、万次郎。
Manjiro. Still calling him his wrong name. For all these. I don't know how long has it been since like that. I wonder how much time in like the actual timeline.
意識があることを伝える合図でもあるからな。
Oh, bro, it would be tough to do it in a waterfall. Maybe some kind of mantra. Keep you focused.
滝に打たれるだけなのに本当にきついですね。高い位置から落ちてくる水があんなに重いなんて、体の力抜いたら首が折れそうだし。
Wow, damn.
なかなか水になれなくて、とりあえず一刻滝に打たれ続けられるようになったか
2
ら、
hours,
俺はこれから
bro.
マ
That's
ルタの訓練だ。
intense.
すごいですね、村田さん。
Tanjiro's cracked out, bro. Ooh.
あいつすげえよ。玉ジャリジャリ親父。
岩柱の姫島さんな。変なあだ名をつけちゃダメだよ。
初めて会った時からビビッときたぜ。
骨も食べるのか、伊之助。
ああ、お前食べねえのか。歯ごたえあってうめえ。
They're crunchy and tasty.
俺の知ってる人の中で一番魚をきれいに食べるのは伊之助だな。
俺は何でも一番山の王だからな。
King of the mountains.
で、玉ジャリジャリ親父のことだけどよ。
岩柱の姫島さんな。
鬼殺隊最強だ。
おお、やっぱりそうか。姫島さんだけ匂いが全然違うんだよな。あざがもうするのかな。
俺は信じないぜ。あのおっさんはきっと自分も案内は一丁も動かせねえよ。
いやいや、姫島さんはあれよりもまだ大きい岩を押してるそう。
Yeah, no doubt.
全員いつも耳がいいんだから、嘘ついてるかついてないかくらいわかるだろう。
He's literally doing it.
ラムアミダ仏ラムアミダ仏。
すごいな、姫島さん。俺もあんな風
And
に
the
なれるか
Gina.
ら。
I'm gonna pronounce it wrong for sure. I'm already scared to pronounce it, guys. Come on, Tanjiro. Bro.
次はいよいよ。
Now it's just a little boulder. Ooh. Got the eyes back.
また一人見つけました。これで6割ほどの鬼狩りどもの居所をしかしまだ太陽を克服した娘は見つかりません。
泣き目、お前は私が思った以上に成長した。
Good to see Muzan, man.
光栄でございます。
あとはそうだな。この辺り。
承知しました。
God, the eyes, the little sounds for the eyes, I don't like it.
また見つけた。そのまま尾行を続けろ。
Can he see through her eyes too? Or is it just her?
禰豆子も産屋敷ももうすぐ見つかる。
Gotta train as much as you can till then.
足の方が下がってしまう。押し負けてる。
Damn.
かまど、俺たちは山を降りるわ。とてもついていけねえ。
悪いな。ここで脱落するのは心苦しいが。
でも
Come on, man.
家に回らせてもらうよ。頼んだぞ、かまど。
はい。俺から
The
も頼みま
support
す。
role. Lead the DPS to Tanjiro.
俺たちも安心して鬼と戦います。鬼殺隊全員の力で鬼物寺無惨の首を取りましょう。
Oh, that rice looks so good, dude.
本当だ。めっちゃ三角。
かなり体を酷使したから塩分は多めにしてあります。どうぞ。
体にしみるわ。
うまい。
俺、今回の
Tanjiro be chefing it up.
柱ってやっぱすげえわ。
そうですね。
Nosuke looks so happy.
めっちゃ米炊くのうまくない？うめえなあ、魚焼くのもうまいしよ。
Like a boss.
あの息子なんで料理は火加減。焼きを
Hey, it's true. You gotta have the heat perfectly.
どんどん食べてくださいね。
Damn, looks even better, bro.
嘘つき最高だよ。なんか泣けてきた。
おふくろの味だな。
Aw.
おふくろ。
Just gonna give them motivation to keep training.
懐かしいな。
Aw.
今日もダメだった。もう6日目だ。どうする？単純に筋力が足りないのかな。それともまた別に呼吸法がある。これだけ訓練してるのにまだあざを出し続けられない。
お前額のあざ濃くなってないか？
あ、ゲンヤ、大丈夫だったのか？あの取れなくなったから心配してた。
His mark is getting darker, dude.
さんに叱られてさ、兄貴と接触するなって言われてたのに、あんなことになって。
I hope Saname got some kind of punishment too, bro. He definitely wasn't innocent.
かばってくれてありがとうよ。
いや、そんな。
それはそうとお前あざ。
あざ濃くなってる？
ああ。
誰にも言われなかったけどな。
それは毎日顔見てりゃ変化がわからんだろう。
死ね。お前がな。
岩の訓練してんだな。俺もやってるよ。
いや、でも全然動かなくて。ゲンヤは動かせた？
動かせるよ。お前ら反復動作をやってんの？
え？
やってねえのか。集中を極限まで高めるためにあらかじめ決めておいた動作をするんだ。俺の場合は念仏唱える。
姫島。
そうそう、ナムナム言ってるだろ。
ナム。
反復動作。ゲンヤが言ったことを思い出して。
姫島さんが言うには、俺は呼吸を使えないけど反復動作を使えば岩も動かすことができるってよ。
姫島さんとゲンヤはこれを使うとき、怒りや痛みの記憶を思い出す。それにより心拍と体温を上昇させている。
Connecting to your emotions to get more strength. Ooh, nice.
くそ、まだまだか。
早くご飯にしてくれよ。
お前が作ってくれたの食べたらもう他のやつは食べられないよ。
The curse of being a good chef.
おふくろ、おふくろ。
Mom. That's funny.
おかえりゲンヤ。
俺も手伝うよ。
ありがとう。
どうだ、反復動
It's
作はできた
cozy,
か？
man.
全集中とはまた違うみたいだ。
感情を高ぶらせる感じだな。お前の額のあざってそれと同じ状態になってるってことなんじゃないか？
だけど姫島さんやゲンヤ、お前にだってあざはないぞ。
炭治郎、お前にとって感情が強く高ぶる時ってどんな時なんだ？
それは
Probably not his family, maybe?
なんかわかんないけど悲しいことを思い出させちゃったか。悪いな。お前ならきっとできるよ。
ありがとう。反復動作をすることによりいつでも一瞬で集中を極限まで高められる。俺の反復動作はまず大切な人の顔を思い浮かべること、それから煉獄さんの言葉を思い出すこと。
Right. Rengoku still going ham, bro. Damn, I love the fire, man. That was so cool. Nice, dude.
あざが濃く出た状態がこれでずっと続けられるようになるといいな。
コンパチロ。
あいつ
Gunpowder.
もう開けてない時間から稽古始めてんのか。
俺も負けてらんねえ。
初めのうちはできなかったけど。 反復動作から全力を出す。何度も何度も繰り返しているうち、体が覚え始める。反復動作から全力、この工程を。
Yeah, dude, nice. Hey, go Tanjiro.
いったー、炭治郎いったー。
さあ負けたぜ
Damn, bro.
あの男は何を企んでいる。さて、
He's scheming your downfall, bitch.
お前はどんな姿をしている。産屋敷。
He doesn't even know what he looks like. Good episode. Really good episode.
今回は姫島さんの紹介です。どうしたんですか、姫島さん。
むつまじい。
え、ここで大正こそこそ噂話。姫島さんはめちゃくちゃ涙もろいです。
Yeah, he cries a lot.
見ただけでも泣いてしまうそうです。
Aw.
な、猫かわいい。
また泣いてる。
I mean, the cat's adorable. How could you not be in tears? Kind of looks like my cat. All right, everyone, let's get in the review section for season 4, episode 6 of Demon Slayer, the strongest of the Demon Slayer core. Really good episode overall. Right off the bat, I just enjoyed having a lot of our main characters back together. Seeing our trio, Zensu, Tanjiro, and Inosuke all back together was very wholesome, and also seeing them interacting with other Demon Slayers, especially, what's his name? Matsuro, I think it is. I might have forgotten his name, but he's the Demon Slayer from season 1, I believe, the one that they meet on the mountain with all the spider demons, and he's kind of been, in the show here and there. It's good to see him as well, and it's good to see Genya with them hanging out and them actually all getting along finally. It's really good to see that. But yeah, off the bat, I think this training was probably the most intense physically, right? No training on fighting. It's more so on the strength of your mindset and connection to, bringing the most out of, bringing the most strength out of your body, right? You wouldn't expect anything less from the introduction of the Stone HASHIRA at the end of the last episode, where he's sitting in that pit of fire, doing a mantra, and everyone else is under the cold waterfall doing mantras. Honestly, it kind of brings me back because I went through quite a phase of doing cold plunges during the COVID time span. I used to actually really enjoy doing them. I still do them from time to time, but it's definitely something that it has a decent amount of benefits to it, both on paper, but also from my personal experience. I think it's something that does give you a lot of energy after you're done with it. You feel great afterwards, you feel awake, you feel alive, all these things. But it is absolute hell to go through. It's not fun. It's literal just discomfort and pain. And I can relate to this episode because they're kind of chanting a mantra the whole time to maintain their concentration and focus. So that's kind of what it feels like when you take a cold plunge. You really need to focus and just focus on your breathing so that you don't feel overwhelmed. You kind of roll with the unpleasant pain that you're experiencing. Eventually it gets easier because your body gets more numb and it's not as painful. But in general, focusing is the best way to kind of keep your body relaxed when it's in a very stressful environment like that. So I could relate a lot to this episode. If I've done any HASHIRA training, it'd be cold plunges. Didn't do under a freaking waterfall though. I'd imagine, the weight of the waterfall and the water continuously falling over you like that would be even harder than just jumping into, a bunch of cold water. But yeah, it was pretty funny relating to this episode. But yeah, after the waterfall cold plunge, they have to lift these 3 heavy logs, which seem to be the shortest focus of this episode, but once again, kind of focused on strength. And then lastly is to push the boulder 1 cho away, which I kind of liked how they translated the length of what that is. And I think it was 358 feet. Had to double check that one. But you always have to have a big boulder in some kind of Demon Slayer training arc. This definitely reminds me a lot of the training in season 1 where Tanjiro had to cut the boulder. This time he has to push it through raw strength. Very different, but I don't know, there's something about just having the boulder there that kind of just makes me feel a little bit at home with Demon Slayer. I think I mentioned this in one of the other episodes, but I love episode 3 of season 1 with the training of the boulder and Tanjiro going through that and overcoming that. I'm one of those people who tend to like training arcs. They're a bit more simplistic, but I really enjoy that. I like seeing the characters struggle with something and overcoming it because it's something that we can all relate to in real life. It's always really motivational for me to see characters kind of going through the same pain that I go through at times, in very different ways, of course, but we can all relate to that, kind of trying to overcome a very tall task and not, a lot of people not believing themselves, but ultimately being able to overcome it through repetition and training. It's such a good feeling, We honestly didn't get a ton of the Stone Hashira in this episode. I'll try to say his name. Himejima? Don't know if I'm saying that right. Maybe I'll just call him the Stone Hashira so I don't keep butchering it, but we didn't get a ton of him. I thought we were gonna get a little bit more. He was kind of more in the background, but we got most of the information through Inosuke talking about him, and Inosuke is convinced that this is the strongest of the Demon Slayer core, which is very impressive because I think early on they don't say whether he has his markings or not, but I think towards the end, Tanjiro does say that he doesn't have his markings, and despite not having his markings appearing or awakened, he's still the strongest in Inosuke's eyes, which is very, very impressive. So I'm imagining that he's kind of like, Rengoku, where he's just trained all of his life and really has honed his talent. And even more so than Rengoku, he's the most powerful one. Imagine if his Demon Slayer markings end up appearing at some point, he's gonna be insane. But yeah, I really enjoyed the camaraderie in this episode. For some reason it felt a little bit more relaxed. I think the scenes with Tanjiro cooking for all the other Demon Slayer trainees was really relaxing to me for some reason. Even Tanjiro is making like the rice triangles, and he has that flashback to him making it for his siblings and his family. Really kind of somber, but also just, it's kind of nice to see that Tanjiro feels at home, right? Like, cause it's kind of what he's feeling in that moment, is he feels like he's at home with them, and there's community with this training and with these other Demon Slayer trainees. Just really, really, like, I could feel that. I felt like, oh man, I could take a load off right now and just hang out with the Demon Slayer trainees and eat some rice triangles. The rice triangles looked so good, by the way, especially the miso ones. Who knew that Tanjiro was a great chef? He's chefing it up over here. But I really enjoyed those scenes, those small little scenes of them all together. But Tanjiro seems to, make not quick work of the first 2 parts of the training with the waterfall and the logs, but he goes through. But the one he really struggles with is moving the boulder, and of course it's the boulder. But Genya comes back to the picture and gives Tanjiro some hints. One, he does say that Tanjiro's marking does seem to be getting a bit darker. So this training does seem to be helping Tanjiro maybe connect with the power a little bit more. But he does try to teach Tanjiro about repetitive motion. I guess Genya has observed this with the Stone Hashira and the way that he trains to push the boulder, and especially for himself because he doesn't have breathing techniques like total concentration. He enhances his concentration to the max through repetitive motion. And basically repetitive motion is like you have a predetermined action in mind, right? So it's like some kind of chant that sets your mind in some kind of state, and then bring up some kind of repetitive memories that trigger a strong emotion in yourself. It's interesting because for Tanjiro, he's not necessarily able to bring it up right away, but after a little bit, he recalls his family, and obviously Tanjiro, a lot of Tanjiro's motivation is connected to his family and to Nezuko, and then he pictures Rengoku's last words to set your heart ablaze. And I love Rengoku still being in the mix here, right? And the animation and the way they visualize the heart ablazing, like literally like the animation around it, so cool. I mean, that's the same thing they did for Rengoku back in the Mugen Train arc, but it's cool to see that still in in Tanjiro, and it lighting up, and then the mark, appearing again. Such a cool animation to see. But it's funny because the repetitive motion kind of reminds me of, in Harry Potter, the Patronus spell, right? It's obviously very different, but the way that Harry gets taught in Harry Potter to do this one spell is like you have to picture like the happiest memory you've ever had, like ever. And it's basically to fight off this, this entity. For anyone who doesn't watch Harry Potter, it's to fight off this entity that, really makes you sad. It brings a lot of dark emotions to you, and the way you combat that is by bringing up really happy ones and by summoning this spell to protect yourself, right? But in in Harry Potter, Harry has to think of his mom and dad, it is, right? To bring up enough emotional strength to cast the spell. But it's very similar for Tanjiro in this, right? He has to bring up the memories of his family and of Rengoku that inspire him or bring up the strongest emotion for him to be able to finally push this boulder. We also do get a little bit of Muzan and Upper 4 together, and I believe we get Upper 4's name. Nakime, I think it's how they pronounce it. And they are kind of working together to try to locate Nezuko and Ubayashiki. It seems like they're trying to locate all the Demon Slayers in general. They say that they found 60% of them, but they have yet to find Nezuko and Ubayashiki. But yeah, it seems like they're kind of doing their surveillance on the Demon Slayer court in general, but also specifically around their two targets, it seems like. And then we also get at the end that he doesn't really even know what Ubayashiki looks like. So I kind of assume that I don't know, I guess it's kind of weird to assume that they've met because I think in general, the only person who has seen Muzan in the Demon Slayer court at this time is Tanjiro, right? So I guess it makes sense that they don't know what each other look like, but yeah, it's just interesting that he's focusing on Ubayashiki as well as Nezuko, right? We've kind of been given this plot line that they're after Nezuko, but if they're after Ubayashiki as well, and he's kind of on his deathbed, then it seems like we're getting the heads of the two organizations about a clash in some way here. In general, the HASHIRA training arc has kind of felt like the calm before the storm, like all of them training together to try to prepare for this big battle that's about to come. All right, let's get into character ratings. You all know how this works. We have the MVP category, we have the character that had the best moment, and character that had the funniest moment. For MVP this episode, I'm gonna give it to Genya because he's the one who helps Tanjiro learn the repetitive motion. He even after Tanjiro starts struggling with it, he kind of he inquires with him on what's a memory that brings up his strongest emotion. He's kind of the source of what moves Tanjiro forward. Obviously not the biggest thing in the world in terms of Demon Slayer as a whole, but in this episode, he kind of turns out to be the focal point of helping Tanjiro move past his block. Best moment, honestly, I want to give it to just Tanjiro and all of them cooking and hanging out together. I just felt like so chill in that moment. I kind of felt like I was with them all, and that's a testament to the animation, the characters, how good the food looked. I don't know, it just was really well done. But I'm gonna be basic and give it to Tanjiro's heart being set ablaze visually and in that moment and be able to push the boulder. So freaking cool. And then for funniest moment, we'll give it to Zensu / the Stone HASHIRA in this episode. I really love the part where Zensu faints in the beginning and Tanjiro's like, Zensu's fainted, and the Stone HASHIRA's like, put him in the river. And he's like crying too. I just thought that was really funny, pretty savage. That's exactly what I would do, would toss my friend into the cold plunge, you big baby. But yeah, I think that will do for this reaction review. I appreciate y'all being here to watch. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode in the comments down below. Like this video if y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, appreciate y'all being here to watch some Demon Slayer with me. Hope you guys have a really great day. Peace.